What's up, everyone? It's Dark Kitty here, and today I will be reading Chapter 9 of the Crash Bandicoot fanfiction that I wrote. It's called The Joys of Being Evil. I think I might have mentioned that like one other time. Yeah, I called it The Joys of Being Evil because it's about the Crash Bandicoot villains, not the heroes this time. And as you've noticed, it has none of the heroes in it so far. So anyways, my computer was not working a while ago, and I was like panicking that I couldn't read any more of my fan fictions, but it started working, and here we are again. So anyways, let me read Chapter 9. Beatrix had not expected whom the principal had called, her uncle, but she had also called Aislinn and Entropy, since they were Natalie's parents after all, and she was bullied during the second period. Natalie had also been called to the office. The principal wanted her to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The two brothers' dad had been called as well. The two brothers had been called to the office too. Beatrix did not mean to harm anyone, Aislinn shouted all of a sudden. She's a menace, the brother's father, name of Insane, said to the principal, and you should expel her at once if you don't want things to get complicated. Now, Insane. The principal tried to stop the arguing, but Insane would continue to argue for as long as he could. A child like that should be put in an asylum, said Insane. Besides, what can you do with the devil's child? Aislinn walked over and slapped Insane with great force. Don't you dare insult Beatrix like that, she shouted. Everyone, calm down, said the principal. Calm down, said Insane. Look at my sons. That half-thing must be punished. What about your kids? Asked Entropy. They hurt my daughter. Beatrix was only defending her. I think this conversation has come to a close, said the principal. She had had enough with all the arguing. She now had a headache from all the yelling. The two brothers went back to their second period while Beatrix stood outside. She couldn't bear going back to second period and having the other kids bully her for what she had done. Deep inside, she was hoping they were afraid of her and stayed away. Aislinn and Entropy went back to Cortex Castle, and Oxide went outside and stood by his niece after he was done talking with the principal after the others left. You're lucky she didn't expel you, he said. She just gave you 4 weeks of detention. Beatrix, this is the first day of school, and you're already getting into trouble. What would your mother think if she were still alive? I'm sorry, Beatrix said, having a hard time getting the words out. I didn't mean to. It's okay that you were standing up for your friend, but you hurt those two boys the same way they hurt you. What was it you did exactly? I treated them like they were basketballs and dribbled them and shot them through hoops. That's all, really. That's all? No wonder you got mad. Just don't do that again, okay? Honestly, I should have done worse. Beatrix! At least then it would have all stopped. Maybe I am a monster like everyone says. I don't want to be turned into stone like my dad almost was. That won't happen, Beatrix. Trust me. I'm your uncle, so I know you better than most. You'll be able to control yourself if you just try. Anyways, I better get back to Kobold. The others are probably wondering where I'm at. Bye, Uncle Oxide. Goodbye, my favorite and only niece. Beatrix smiled at that and headed back for second period. That was when the bell rang. She didn't have to run to third period like she was going to. It was across from the front doors of the academy, so she was the first one there. When the tardy bell rang, Beatrix noticed that Natalie and Nina were not there. They must have had a different third period than she did. Mrs. Oxide, the coach in PE, was checking her roll sheet. Each time she called out her name, the students would say, Here. Beatrix eventually caught on and said the same thing. She then noticed something strange about the coach. She looked exactly like Aislinn, but Aislinn's last name was Tropy, not Oxide. Her maiden name was Fernandez, and what was even stranger was she had the exact same last name her uncle did. Beatrix approached Mrs. Oxide, walking in a moderate pace. Yes, the coach asked her when she saw her. Do you need something? I just wanted to tell you that you remind me of someone, Beatrix said. Really? And who would that be? Someone by the name of Aislinn. She's my aunt, but I don't really call her that. Not yet, anyway. This caught the coach's attention. What might her last name be? I'm just wondering. Her last name's Tropy, I do believe. She's married to Entropy, if you even know who that is. In fact, I do. Say, what was Aisline's maiden name? Do you happen to know? No, can't say that I do. Sorry. Oh, well, I'm sure that I'll find out later. Do they have any, children? Yes, they have one by the name of Natalie. Mrs. Oxide felt as if she knew who Aislinn was, as if they were sisters, just about. But she didn't know exactly who Aislinn was. So how could that have been a possibility? She turned her attention to the whole class. Okay, class, she shouted so that everyone could hear her. Since this is the first day, I'll let you guys off the hook. You can do whatever you want as long as you stay in the gym. She turned her attention back towards Beatrix. You seem like an interesting student. I don't know why, but it feels as though I've seen you before. I'm not sure how to explain it. I feel the same way towards you, said Beatrix, and I, too, don't know why that is. You seem familiar somehow. How about we sit down and talk for the whole class? How does that sound? Sounds good to me. Beatrix and Mrs. Cosmo sat in the bleachers and talked while the other kids played sports and got on their electronics. Beatrix didn't know how to explain it, but she felt as if she had known Mrs. Oxide for a while now. Mrs. Oxide felt the same way, and she also didn't know how to explain it. Okay, guys, hope you liked that chapter. The next chapter, chapter 10, will be even more interesting. I'm not going to spoil anything. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, and please give a big like and subscribe.